positive energy waves. Spirituality here for humanity, fuck what the enemies say. Motivated in heavenly ways. You know Babylon petty these days. As a messenger, gotta be brave. For the record, we heavily played. Using the power to empower people should just be a regular thing. White supremacy oppression. Find and overcome all that. Get a poverty depression. Find and overcome all that. Any negative reflection. Find and overcome all that. That. All that. White supremacy oppression. Find and overcome all that. Get a poverty depression. Find and overcome all that. Any negative reflection. Find and overcome all that. That.
Give me love in the place I sit. I'm a king in the ring I get. More from the hieroglyphs. In my eye, I'm fit. Never dealing with the feeling nonsense. Living in, I'm never giving in. When I'm dealing with the wickedness I'm in, gotta move like a smooth with the wind. Many times we lose, we win. Got no time for the losing sin. We pack the house, we great. In the name of Ra, we pray. Give me love in the room that's dark. Give me love from the root that's hard. In my eye, we fit. Never dealing with the feeling nonsense.
White supremacy oppression. Find and overcome all that. Get a poverty depression. Find and overcome all that. Any negative reflection. Find and overcome all that. That. All that. White supremacy oppression. Find and overcome all that. Get a poverty depression. Find and overcome all that. Any negative reflection. Find and overcome all that. That.
Nappy head, dirty t-shirt, wore sneakers till my feet hurt. Down bottom, yeah, I'm from the dirt. Trapped in how society work. Known criminals of the day of birth. How they label me and never face me. Brush it off, keep it pushing up. For the people who I do it for. Out the trenches we'll be pushing for. So the time now when we on go. Black matter so I start glow. Hair wool with a penny tone. God-like with the melanin flow. Mind right, never steer me wrong. God-like with the melanin flow. Mind right, never steer me wrong.
White supremacy oppression. Find and overcome all that. Get a poverty depression. Find and overcome all that. Any negative reflection. Find and overcome all that. That. All that. White supremacy oppression. Find and overcome all that. Get a poverty depression. Find and overcome all that. Any negative reflection.
Hey, how y'all doing this afternoon? This is AMPspirationTTV, and I am your host, the Plum Queen. Well, it is Wednesday, Woden's Day, and we're doing the little things different because I am here in New York, and I have to find some place where I can give you all of this AMPspiration. So make sure you guys hit that share button, share, because you know we got to make AMPspiration go viral. So yes, I have on sunglasses because it's very bright where I am. This is the best spot that I can come up with to do this because, again, like I said, I do not want to take any days off just because I am out and about. I still want to give you guys this inspiration, so excuse all of the background noise and all of that. I didn't want to make any excuses on why not to, give you this inspiration. So pretty much I'm going to be talking about my trip to Kemet, Egypt, for those who use that word. And it was really an amazing experience, and I saw you guys on my lives. I saw you guys like my pictures, and to be quite honest, there's nothing better than honestly being there. You guys need to, you should have been there. You absolutely should have been there, and I hope that you guys watching my experiences would just let you know that how you really, I know that we use the word YOLO, or that acronym YOLO, all the time, and we just say it in fun, but that shit is really true. You really only have one life to live. Only one. And you need to experience as much as you possibly can. Now, like with all of the stuff going on in the news now, especially in the hip-hop world, with Nipsey Hussle and his death and all this stuff, I'm not really big on fearing death. I've had my own I guess you say my touch with death, and what I've learned is, you don't really get to choose when that happens. You don't, no matter what you pray to. If you're a Christian, they definitely tell you never know the day or the hour when the Lord is coming to get you. Well, you also don't get to, know exactly when it's your time to transcend, saying, if you believe the way that I do. So the only thing that you can do, only thing you can control is what you do, and it's from the time that you're born until the time it's your time to go. So instead of focusing on leaving, focus on what you're going to do before you leave. that's where, that's honestly the biggest thing that I got out of my experience in Egypt. I just really realized how much I don't know, how much I haven't seen, how much there is more for me to know. And I encourage everyone to try to do that for themselves. It doesn't have to be Egypt or Africa if that's not the place that you want to go. Wherever it is that you're from, or wherever it is that you want to see, the places that you want to go, the things that you want to experience, you need to go on and just do that. Find a way to do that, because I can't even really describe the feeling that it was being there, and not even before I got, and that's before I got to the resort. The resort was definitely fun. I mean, I stayed at a Six Diamond, situation. It was all inclusive, so all food, drinks, what I'm saying, was paid for. It was just beautiful weather, beaches. I went to the Red Sea, like who's been there, So all of that stuff was great. But when I went to Cairo is where I got, the most, I guess, substance from the trip. I'm gonna take these glasses off, y'all. I know I'm blinking, but I feel so weird. It just looks weird not looking at y'all. So excuse my squinting eyes. I hope everything still looks great. But yeah, going to Cairo and learning the things that I learned. We had a tour guide, and he was giving us some information about about the country and their laws and things that they have going on, and something that I found very interesting, and something that we actually take for granted living out here in the States. From what the guy told us, if you look at the buildings, and I'm going to post some more pictures. I took way more pictures than I posted, so I'll be having plenty of more to come. But he was telling us how they don't finish, the infrastructures that they build, the apartments and buildings and things, because they want to evade paying taxes. So they have people who live in these unfinished homes, these buildings, kind of like if you're from New York, you know what apartment building looks like. Buildings, 8-9 stories tall with no roofs, no real windows, simply because they have found a way to evade paying taxes. As long as the building's not finished, the companies that own these places don't have to pay taxes. So you have people with children and families living in, buildings that look like they've just been blown up, or they just recently, been in a war type situation, and people are living this way. So when you think about, living in the projects or having to be on public assistance, and, we complain, about the way we live and the things that we don't have, and then you don't understand that when you go to other places, there are people that have less than you. You know what I'm saying? They live off less than what you have. Even we had went to on an ATV excursion to Mount Sinai, and we went there. We saw some pyramids. We also saw some statues of some kings. I even fell off the lap of one of those kings and got a bruise to show for it. But in that same area, there was a family of about 4 or 5 children. The wife died, and the father is there taking care of them. Now, mind you, in this place, there is no water, there's no greenage, no nothing. And they're living out there by themselves, this man and his 4 children. And, they wait for, these excursions and, us tourists to come to, to give us things so they can survive, and it's a little saddening. It's heartbreaking. I remember when I went to Punta Cana, the same thing. I went on another ATV excursion, and as we were riding down the road, there were just children who were trying to give us flowers, in exchange for money, because they're trying to eat. I even saw a woman standing in the middle of the road. She had one baby hanging off her leg and another baby on her hip. In her arms. It's really sad about, what goes on in other places. And it's a humbling, at least humbling feeling for me. It makes me think about, I have things that I don't want, things that I want to change in my life. There's things that I feel that I should have, or, that would make my life a whole lot easier. But I have to thank the universe that I'm in the space that I'm in. I could be living like that. I might be on public assistance and things of that nature, but I get to take care of myself. I have fresh running water. There are people that don't have fresh water, but we use the bathroom with fresh water. Think about that. You shit and piss in clean water. You get to choose whether or not you want to drink from the tap. I don't like tap water. I haven't drank tap water since I was a kid. It's disgusting to me. But there are people out there that wish that they can drink that tap water. So honestly, that is the biggest thing that I got from my trip to Egypt. You know what I'm saying, as well as my connection, to it. Finding out who my ancestors are, where I'm from. My history and things of that nature. Those are the biggest things, that I got from my trip. And I just really, really encourage you all to live your life. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more than outside of the little box the neighborhood that you grew up in, the state that you're from, the country that you're in. It's so much bigger, you know what I'm saying, than where you are. And I encourage you to go and seek what that is. Go find that. Because it's an amazing experience. Like it just makes me want to know more. Like even on the plane, I met some really nice people, of all different nationalities, colors, shades, and that's something else that I've also am learning about tolerance of other cultures. I'll give you an example. So there was a little issue with our airport transfer. And I had a really early flight on my way back. And, because I'm a tourist and this is my first flight out of the country, especially for that long. I think the flight was about 10.5 hours. And so I wanted to make sure, that I got back to the States. I love being there, but it was time for me to go home. So I was ready to come home. And I wanted to make sure that I went as smooth as possible. But there was complications. Like I always tell y'all, monkey wrenches, things, life throws your way. Really can't. You have to just roll with the punches. So we're all at the airport. I mean, the line was just ridiculously long, trying to check in for our flight. And everybody and their mama was trying to get, the man's attention, trying to get seen, make sure their bags was on there. And what I've learned from them, they don't have a sense of urgency as we do here in the States. They also, what we may call being rude. You know what I'm saying? They don't seem that as rude. They kind of just go with the flow. They know how things are supposed to work. So they're not really big on excuse me's and thank yous and, in tears of endearment that we think or that you supposed to use, to be polite. Well, they don't do that out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the people on the airports and, on the resort, they're more with that because, they deal with tourists more often. But just the regular locals, that's not really what they do. Now, when I was at the airport, we was getting a little agitated because, again, I'm trying to figure stuff out. I'm trying to make sure I get on this flight. And then you have people who do this all the time that are used to the debacle, used to the chaos or whatever. So they know that I just need to chill. I'm about to get on this flight. It's nothing. So when you have two different people with two different perspectives, it could be an issue. But when both parties, try to overstand the other, then you get to some common ground. So I could have got into an argument, with a couple of people, but instead, we just woosah and just understand that you're somewhere else. And, I wouldn't want anybody to just judge me or, have an attitude with me because they don't understand, where I'm coming from or what's going on with me. So that's something that I've learned to do. And whenever I go to other places, I'm going to do my due diligence for that to be my very first response, I should say, because my initial response was to get agitated. It was. But now that I've had this experience, I'm going to teach myself to figure out, understand that I'm not at home. I'm dealing with somebody different. So let me figure out if, this is just their way or, if they're actually being rude or, actually trying to be disrespectful of some sort. Because our biggest issue with people in general is a lack of communication and a lack of understanding and respect for those differences. So that's something that I really, want to push, on my platform and just period. Because you can go a long way with that. Because again, the energy you put out is the energy you get back. So if you're agitated and that's the type of energy you're getting, everything is going to agitate you after that. I had a couple of examples of people that were with me that was having that same issue because they didn't decide to chill out, and woosah a bit. They was pretty much agitated the whole time until we got on the plane. And I do my very best to try to keep myself balanced, to stay in my eye. Because again, you control your life, you create your universe. So if you thinking and you're putting out agitative energy, that's exactly what you're going to get back. So these are the things, you know, that I learned on my trip. And to be quite honest, it's honestly hard to describe. Like, you guys like truly should just be there. Now, if you guys are interested in figuring out, or, you know what I'm saying, getting into the mix on how me, my friends, and, you know what I'm saying, my group, you know, go to the places that we go, make sure you hit my inbox. Okay, we deal with a company called Dream Trips. It is awesome, as you can see. Like I said, I'm going to be continuing to post, you know, my pictures and, you know, all of my experiences. But I was able to go to Egypt, you know, for 3 days, and now I'm here in New York. I'm visiting home, and I'm going to be out here for about 3 weeks. So I was able to do all of that, set all of that up, you know what I'm saying, on my budget, so I can, you know, so I can live my life and I can experience new things and even come home is more often than I have been, because I used to come back home once a year when I was in school, and, you know, that changed. You know, life changed, got my own apartment, more responsibilities, bills and things. So now I'm a part of a situation where it's a whole lot simpler, and I can get back to getting home, visiting my people, seeing the world, you know, just really truly, you know, living my life. You know, I met some great people. I meet great people every time I go. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be linking up with a lot of those folks while I'm out here. It's just, you know, it's just awesome. It's just awesome all the way around. So make sure you hit my inbox. If you got my number, call me. You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to live the best life just like I'm living. Instead of you guys just liking, and I know a few people was like, you know, I'm living vicariously through you. You don't have to do none of that. You can be there. And as a matter of fact, you can probably be in more places than me. So definitely hit me up so I can put you on to that, because I mean, like, Egypt was crazy. Like, I really thought that I was going to be about 40 years old before I got the opportunity to get to Africa. That's really what I thought. I thought I was going to have be Oprah status and, you know, really be financially on point before I can even get there. And that wasn't the case. My second trip, my second time out of the country, I made it to Africa. So if I can do it, like I tell y'all, you can absolutely do it. Okay, so we're going to be, you know, doing these things differently. I'm going to be having my shows sporadically, because I'd have to make sure that I just get, you know what I'm saying, so a right place, you know what I'm saying, so I can go live and so I can have some quiet time so you guys can actually hear me. So I appreciate y'all bearing with me and just showing up and showing out every time that I go live. Okay, I love y'all. Tomorrow is going to be a little extra. I'm going to be doing our Divine Feminine discussion with Nexus Ani. We're going to be touching on the Nipsey Hussle situation, and we're going to be I love having conversations with her and getting both of our perspectives at the same time. I think it's just so much more well-rounded, and it's going to be a super dope a conversation, because again, I like to talk about, we like to bring forth any information that directly deals, you know what I'm saying, with us, that is relevant to our community, and that definitely was. And I think also some people tend to get me wrong in areas when I talk about our people and, you know, and the powers that be and things of that nature. I feel like some people think that I'm on this whole, you know, you want to blame the white man thing. And that's not really what it is. I'm about facts, history. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a trickle effect. You know, we're dealing with generational cycles. That is a fact. You have to acknowledge you know what I'm saying, where it comes from. But now what I'm really pinpointing is what we're supposed to do for ourselves. We already know what slavery did, what, you know what I'm saying, all of that stuff has done. What are we going to do now? How do we change these generational cycles? How do we be better? How do we come, you know what I'm saying, we overcome that? Because if you just keep worrying about the problem, you'll never get to a solution. So I'm going to make more emphasis on that tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, when I talk with, when we're here with Nexus Ani Arulu on Divine Feminine Discussion. We're going to get you some double, you know what I'm saying, or set energy in there. All right, so I love y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying, peace, Jamar. See you up in the building. I'm so tight that I didn't stay. They went to this Egyptian museum out there. I felt the dopeness, you know what I'm saying, through the screen. That's why I have to go back. And you know what I'm saying? That's why I need to, yes, come through, King, and let's talk about it. I love when you come on, come through, and let's talk about what I'm missing in there. Let's, cause yeah, Thug Life definitely. As a matter of fact, if this allows him to jump on here, I want him to actually talk about that and explain that, because he definitely put me on to the whole Thug Life situation. I definitely thought Thug Life meant just that, Thug Life, but nah, it's definitely an acronym. And here he is. Peace King, can you hear me? Awesome,
Loud and clear.
awesome. Where
Hear
y'all
you
at?
loud and
Where
clear.
y'all at?
We are we are at the La Meridian in Egypt in Cairo, and we're getting ready to head to our room now because we are heading back on our flight tomorrow. I'm just super excited, man. You know, it just we have a plethora of information to bring back to the family, and it was so great having you on the trip. I'm glad you had a great time. You had an awesome experience. Watching you made
Oh,
my
did it?
whole week. Watching you have a good time. Tamara didn't play no
Man,
games.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
balance
so
out my
we just
five
walked into
energy
our
a little
hotel
bit.
room.
I'll be being a little extra, but I can't help it.
Yeah. Nah, ain't no such thing as extra when you on vacation. You know, when you traveling with us, man, ain't no such thing. You was having a good time and it was beautiful. You know, we got a lot of moments that we captured. I can't. It's daytime out there. Yeah, it's daytime.
Peace,
It's nighttime over here. You
peace.
know, we in the
Oh, it's
future.
nighttime where y'all at. You
Peace,
right.
peace, peace.
You right. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah. We
12
just came back from
o'clock.
shopping. You see, they
Uh-oh.
bringing in our bags and
Okay.
everything.
It's almost
You
midnight
know.
where y'all at.
No, this is one of our friends. Um, so so yeah, man. You know, it was a beautiful experience, and I'm just super happy to have you with us. You know what I'm saying? You of all people, I'm happy that you are with us, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you,
The feeling
appreciate
is
you.
so mutual. I
Um,
really appreciate me being there. I appreciate you and your wife for, giving me some quality time and being around y'all and dropping some jewels on me. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
priceless,
yes,
priceless.
yes. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Every conversation, every moment, every laugh, everything, man. All that. Every swim, every dive, every joke, every five
Oh, the
dollars.
$5.
All of it. All of
Yeah,
it.
they got me on the Nile,
Oh
y'all. They got
man.
me on the Nile River. They got me.
Oh man, they got her, man. It was just a beautiful experience. You know, when we next time we come back, you know, when we go to the marketplace, you know, you're gonna have to be careful because that marketplace ain't no joke. They got some good stuff in there, man. You go broke real quick walking through
Mm,
that marketplace. I had to contain myself walking through the
yeah.
marketplace. It was just everything that you ever wanted was there. You know, so one of the safest marketplaces in the world, one of the best places to shop. You know, especially for people like us and doing what we do.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, you know, I thoroughly enjoyed you. I thoroughly enjoyed you. And I'm looking forward to traveling the rest of the world with you and doing what we do. You know, and sharing that information with the
I
rest of the world. So,
appreciate it. I can't wait to come back. You come back so I can hear what you have to say and all the stuff that I was missing.
oh yeah,
And you know what I'm saying? Be out here for a while, so I
yeah,
can't wait to
that,
turn up with y'all again because my birthday is literally in 6 days.
yeah. And I'm trying. I think I'm gonna book a flight to ATL and come on out there,
Oh,
hang
that's
out with you
dope.
guys. You know, I got some people I need to meet out there anyway. So, I figured I'll come out there and kick it with y'all out there
Looking forward
in
to it.
ATL,
Lighthouse, Georgia. We
A
need
Town.
it. We appreciate it. Y'all hear that, right? Lighthouse, Georgia.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Stop playing.
absolutely. Yeah, just get ready, Lena. Get ready, cause we're coming out there. We're coming out there. We're gonna do it up big. Get up with the family, you know. And we got some big moves coming up for the lighthouse. Some real major things that's happening. So, you know, stay tuned. We're just gonna keep doing what we do. Keep my boots on the ground. Keep doing that work. Bringing back that knowledge for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And kicking this system's ass, man. Doing what we do as a
Well,
people.
I
That's what it is.
appreciate all that you do, all that you are. You're my brother, my family. You know what I'm saying? I really can't repay, you know what I'm
Likewise.
saying, the energy that you've given me. So, awesome. That's all I can say. All I can do is give you a smile.
I love you.
That's
I
all
love
I
you.
can do. You know what I'm
Much
saying?
more.
You
Much more. Much more. I appreciate you. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna get out of here. We're gonna hop in the shower and we're gonna go to bed.
All
We got an
right, well,
early
y'all
flight.
travel safe, King. I appreciate your presence as always, and I will see you back here when you get to NYC. All right,
All right,
peace.
Queen. Peace.
See, and there you have it. King Jamar coming through with the real deal. I'm so mad I didn't see that museum for myself, but I cannot wait for him to drop them jewels. And I promise y'all, if y'all don't know, y'all need to, link up with the lighthouse. If you're looking for a place, what I'm saying, that's really about our people, our culture, what I'm saying, and the elevation of us, you need to holler at the lighthouse. You know what I'm saying? My awakening has just been awesome, since I have gotten connected with them. And if that's what you look for, again, this is just if you are looking, for elevation. This is not a cult. This is not about religion or none of that stuff. This is about good people, who are on the same mission with the same mindset, for our growth. You know what I mean? That's what this is all about. That's what I'm all about, and that's what I keep myself connected to. Okay, so Lighthouse in the building. Well, I love y'all. That's really all I got, because like I said, I'm gonna just show you these pictures. I can show you better than I can tell you, and as a matter of fact, you can show yourself better than I can. Be there yourself. So if you really truly want to have these experiences, in your life, holla at me. As you can see, I'm doing it. If I can do it, you can do it. It's tangible. This is not some fairy tale. This is not something that you see on TV. Tamaray Plum Queen was there. I got the bruises. I got the photos. I got the sand to prove it. Okay? So, again, enjoy your lives. I'm enjoying mine. Come join me. I love y'all. Y'all be inspired. You tune in tomorrow so we can get Divine Feminine Discussion popping. And just keep tuning in to AMPspirationTTV via New York City. And because I'm going to be popping in. Sometimes days, sometimes not. You just never know. Getting that sneak attack popping, but you always going to have your inspiration. I love y'all. Thank y'all for all of your support, all of your love, all of your hearts. And y'all keep being amazing. Be inspired, y'all.